right here.
Hello everybody, welcome to, thank you. I keep forgetting it's a live audience. Hello everybody, welcome to Tom's Guitar Show. I'm Tom. They call me Guitar Tom because I'm often seen with a guitar. And they called me on the phone and they asked me, they say, hey man, what's your show about? I say, yeah, it's about an hour. It's about guitar players, guitar playing, and all things guitaristic. So usually I say, you can call and ask questions about the care and feeding of your guitar, what kind of guitar is right for you, how to play the guitar, or related topics like the guitarrón, the cithara, the cajuela, citern, the chitole, the banjo, balalaika, bouzouki, bajos, sextos, tibles, cavaquinhos, anything with strings on it, mandors, mandolas, and then of course pipe organs, piccolos, ocarinas, accordions, clarinets, clavinets, clavinovas, and clavichords. But crumb horns, cornholts, cornetos, okay. But yeah, right. There are a lot of them out there. People, actually I was reading an article today. This is completely off the subject of my preamble, but I was reading an article about they found this like 23,000-year-old flute or something in a cave in Germany. So it was way cool, made out of bone and ivory, mammoth ivory, of course. But anyway, that's not what I wanted to say here. So anyway, this is my live program about guitar playing, and we're live from Uptown Bill's as we do once a month, the last Tuesday of the month. If you're out there and it's Tuesday night and you've got nothing to do, you can just zoom on over here to Uptown Bill's, which is on the corner of South Dubuque and Lafayette Streets, and be part of the live audience. But, anyway, so I brought a few guitars, and I brought a ukulele, got a few readers. Donna came down for ukulele time, so we're going to have fun. But there's a reason why I brought the guitars I did. You know, everybody, like singer-songwriters always tell you about their personal problems, you know. And, I got in trouble with that. And, one night I was playing in a bar and I made fun of singer-songwriters. Like one night I was playing at a place in Omaha, and the guy, the upstairs of this place is it's McFoster. It's Natural Kind Cafe. It's like a health food restaurant. The upstairs is a hotbed of Green Party politics. They talk about wind turbines and things like that. And the guy came down. He was one of the regulars there. He comes and looks at me, upsetting my stuff up. He says, looks at me and says, "I'm a singer-songwriter." And I just smiled at him, you know, because in my mind I was thinking, like, how do you get a singer-songwriter off your porch? You pay for the pizza. You know? But I didn't say anything. I just smiled because that's what I was thinking. So he probably thought I was a nice guy. He didn't know. Anyway, okay, I'm sorry. But people talk about their own personal problems. So my personal problem is that I play guitar a lot. I'm having trouble with my thumb. Like something in here hurts sometimes when I play certain guitars. And when I play other guitars, the pain goes away. In fact, I can have a sore thumb and play a different guitar, and it actually seems to make it go away. Like I can have a sore thumb all day, and then I play the right guitar. So some guitars, like I don't believe I'm not superstitious. I don't believe like that there are little pixies flying around or some deities that say, we want you to play this guitar now. I just think, but for some reason, so this guitar doesn't hurt at all. So it's I can play this thing for like hours on end and nothing hurts at all. I feel great. Someone play it.
Bob, I didn't even ask you what you brought. Do you have a bunch?
I brought a poem.
You brought a poem?
Yes.
You want to read that poem for us?
Sure.
Does anything rhyme with Nantucket?
I'm not going to warn you.
Okay.
Did a male version of that.
Really?
A female version, rather.
Really?
Look, before I start,
Not for this show. I'm sorry. Okay.
I thought I might say I saw in the news last week that Phil Phillips won American Idol. So congratulations, Phil.
Huh. That's great.
If any viewers don't get that, watch the credits at the end of the show.
Phil is probably down the control room as we speak. He's
been on the show almost as long as I have. So.
Anyway, it was Memorial Day weekend, so I got to thinking about the people serving in the military, and this being a guitar show, I found a poem written by Bobby Bear in the 50s when Elvis went in the Army.
Ah.
Gather around, cats, and I'll tell you a story. You can throw in a beat on this if you feel please.
Oh, okay, let me get a different guitar on here real quick. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
What sort of beat are you looking for?
It worked well in rehearsal today.
Yeah, right. Rehearsal. Sorry, that's a good joke. Yeah. The first 800 Tom's guitar shows were better planned out than the. What kind of beat are you thinking of? A little rockabilly or?
Yeah, I think so. Gather around, cats, and I'll tell you a story about how to become an all-American boy. Buy you a guitar and put it in tune, you'd be a rockin' and a rollin' soon. Impressing the girls, picking hot licks, all that jazz. I bought me a guitar a year ago, learned how to play in a day or so, and all around town it was well understood that I was knocking them out like Johnny the Good. Hot licks, showing off, number one. I practiced all day and up into the night. My papa's hair was turning white because he didn't like rock and roll. He said, you can stay, boy, but that's gotta go. He's a square. Didn't dig me at all. So I took my guitar, picks and all, and bid farewell to my poor old pa, and I split for Memphis, where they said all them swinging cats are having a ball. Sessions, hot licks and all. They dug me. So I was rocking and popping, and I was getting the breaks, and the girls all said that I had what it takes. When up stepped a man with a big cigar, and he said, come here, boy, I'm going to make you a star. I'm going to put you on a bandstand, buy you a Cadillac. Sign here, kid. So I signed my name and became a star, having a ball with my guitar, driving a big long Cadillac and fighting the girls off my back. They just kept it coming, screaming. Yeah, they like it. So I picked my guitar with a great big grin, and the money just kept on pouring in. Then one day my Uncle Sam said, here I am. Uncle Sam needs you, boy. I'm going to cut your hair. Take this rifle, kid. Give me that guitar.
So speaking of getting in trouble, I mentioned once more than once, that there was this thing when I was a kid. You get electric guitar, and basically little Jimmy got electric guitar for Christmas, and by that summer he was in a band, which is like you don't become principal cellist in the orchestra, a few months after you get your cello. So it's funny. I mean, it's not rocket science. Which the other side is Tuscan Moon, where I play on the weekends, Friday and Saturdays now. The chef there, his father actually is a rocket scientist. So
6:30 to 9:30 in Kelowna?
yeah, and in Kelowna, beautiful downtown Kelowna, right next to the bakery. I don't say a word. I don't make any jokes. I simply play guitar for like 3 hours or more, and then I stop. Anyway, but see, the thing is, when I say that, this is the reality that a lot of people. Hang on. That the old days, if you get a guitar, and basically the rock and roll stuff is really quite easy to execute physically and mentally. It's easy to learn and easy to execute. The attitude you have to be a rock and roll star is basically your art form, is your lifestyle. But the actual guitar playing isn't all that difficult. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing, and it's actually kind of nice because it means anybody with a reasonable number of fingers, two. You could have a career as a rock and roll guitar player. Now, of course, there are people who are really good. I mean, Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, they did some amazing things, and they still do. And they take those Paganini caprices and transcribe them for guitar and do amazing things. But the basic rock and roller thing is not that hard to do, and that does not mean that it's a bad thing. It means the guitar is very approachable on many different levels. There's also very basic folk guitar styles that are quite easy to play. And the only objection I have is people who would say that they like to play blues because it's easy. Because it's actually, to play blues well is not that easy. But anyway, I get in trouble for saying these things. But that's what I feel that it's not hard to play rock and roll. Anyway, so before I dig myself any deeper here. Alright, so this guitar was a guitar that gave me a really sore thumb. I'm going to my sore thumb thing. I'm sorry, it's my personal issues again. But then I had the guy take the strap button from here, which makes the guitar hang like this, and move it over to here. And then put a little putty in that hole where the strap button was, and now the guitar hangs like this, and it doesn't hurt a bit. So I think how you hold the guitar is extremely important. I know it's fashionable to hold it down by your knees, but you know, if you hold it here like this, like you're holding a coconut in front of your face, everything here is lined up properly, and you can play well into old age without getting a carpal tunnel. And yeah, Doug is never mind. Anyway, or that's what I believe anyway, because I'm going to rock it into old age playing guitar. I may not fit for other kind of work, so. An impromptu thing. Oh, yeah. Pardon me for drinking on the job. It's a can of dry sparkling seltzer. This guitar is a DBZ, or a Zelensky, made by the guy Dean of Dean Guitars, who sold his company some years ago apparently and started another smaller company to build little boutique guitars. I got this one used at a very reasonable price, and whoever had it before was a very heavy smoker. So it took me a while to air it all out. I used to keep the case outside on the porch for a couple weeks, and then it smells pretty good now. So, but I liked what it did, but I didn't like the way it hurt my thumb. So, see, the thing is, it's really thin. It's very thin, but very dense, very hard. It's like an axe. It has a certain zing to it, and unlike the one I was playing before, this is a Diamond X155. Basically, it's a Guild Manhattan or whatever, a big hollow body, but basically 1958 technology. I was just reading a bunch about the history of this guitar design and everything, only last night, but. This one is like very new. This is somebody's new idea of how to build a guitar, as opposed to somebody's old idea. I think it's a rock and roll guitar, but it's kind of sound like a jazz guitar for me. I can't help myself. But we already established I'm getting to be an older fella, and that flying V thing is. I mean, Dean guitars they look like lightning bolts. And when I went to a trade show years ago, Dean Guitars had women with very short shorts and very long blonde hair and lots of makeup called Dean babies promoting their guitars. And I didn't know. As far as I'm concerned, that has nothing to do with guitar playing, because guitar playing is a nerd's profession. If you want to be good at it, you spend a lot of time by yourself trying to figure out, if I flat the 5, would that be a sin? Or, you know, let's talk about scales and modes. Or something, and don't even get me started on classical guitarists. But so, Pete, do you have something? You have a couple things to read. Why don't you read like a short one, and then you know, it's my brother actually, Peter. It's not his fault. He was.
Yeah, I was already here. You showed up.
That's right. I'm the little brother.
The question is, do you want to stay in a kind of contemplative Tom's Guitar Show that you've established with your last piece? Or?
Yeah, we can start with a contemplative. We'll probably get kind of crazy later.
I got a crazy one for you later. Okay.
Yeah,
well, this is something written by an essayist named Adam Lee, who has a blog called Daylight Atheism, and he put this out a couple of years ago. And I think it's kind of a good Memorial Day kind of theme piece. For those who are grieving, for those who mourn, and for those who are burdened with the weary weight of sorrow, I have a prescription. Find a quiet, peaceful place, a green field of grass where great trees grow.
and to gift the world with their shade. Let it be just before sunset, at that golden hour when the heat of the afternoon is past, when the sky is blue as a pearl and the setting sun hues the world with its last, richest, and most transitory light. Sit against the trunk of an old and massive tree, one that's lived through summers and winters untold. Lean on its rough, moss-clad bark and feel the slow, patient pulse of the life in the green heart of the wood. Try to clear your mind of thought and listen. Put your hand on the earth, tangle your fingers in the soft blades of the grass, and hear it whisper to you. It knows about death, about loss. It dies each winter when the snows and frosts come. But that isn't the end of its story. It's born anew in the spring, remade each year, playing its part in the mystery of eternal renewal that our ancestors knew intimately. Hear the wind's call as it passes by, rustling across the grass. It teaches that nothing is permanent, everything is transitory. Life is a pattern of change, of ebb and flow, loss and renewal, death and rebirth. Like the wind, all things arise in their time, sweep by us and pass on. Hear a trill of birdsong that floats down from the green and golden branches of the trees. Their singing should remind us that life itself is music, a great unbroken symphony, and if they do not scorn to play their part, neither should we. In truth, we are not the singers, we are the notes of the melody. There, a birth, a joyous rising chord, here, a death, a plaintive falling note. Each life is a brief theme in the choral harmony, and like every musical theme, it has a beginning and an ending, but if played well, it may inspire exuberant new bursts of music that transcend the original. Look up to the high boughs of the trees. Look up, because most of us don't do it often enough, and see their branches rise like pillars through the endless halls of green. Look past them to the sky beyond, where stars glimmer unseen beyond the blue haze of our atmosphere, and reflect on how small we are in the ultimate accounting, how low we stand in the grandest scheme of things. In a way, our insignificance is strangely comforting. It reminds us to look beyond our day-to-day concerns, beyond the small glories and small sorrows, and to keep in mind the whole vast cosmos that dwells beyond the private walls of grief. And when our gaze returns to earth, when we descend from that lofty plane back to our own small circle of warmth and light, let it be with renewed sense of our own purpose in living. No matter what happens after death, whether we are reborn, go on to another place, or simply cease, there is beauty in this life, as much as we could ask for. There are green fields and peaceful waters, the hush of the dawn and fireflies in the summer evenings, the glory of sunset and the silent, holy falling of snow in the dark, clear nights. If there's any complaint we might justly make, it is not that this life lacks meaning, but rather that it has so many meaningful things to do and explore that one lifetime is not long enough for all of them. It's true, as an old book says, that we live in the valley of the shadow of death, but that should not be a source of fear to us. That proximity is the very thing that makes our lives meaningful, that makes them sacred. The knowledge of our own mortality should imbue each day with an ocean of significance. It should be the signpost on the trail, pointing the way for us to live life to the fullest, with the most awareness and the deepest joy. Someday, we too will slumber under green fields. Our story will be told. Our journey will be complete. But in the interim, in this time, in this place, we are alive and free. We have a long way left to walk before the evening falls, before the time comes to lay our burdens down. Let us choose our path wisely and find worthy companions to accompany us along the way. And one more personal word of advice. Take the time to explore the side trails and detours. You'll find secrets and wonders that will make the effort worthwhile.
Very nice. I spent a lot of time yesterday. I basically had the day off. I had to teach one lesson, and I spent a lot of time on the darn computer, which I do a lot, and I've been reading about other guitarists and guitar designers, like so forth. But like, most of the people are dead. Let's face it. And you read about the life of some guitarists, some of the really great jazz guitarists who, had health concerns, sometimes brought on by alcoholism and heroin addiction, and people with other problems. And I'm the West Montgomery, but I'm alive. For now. Excuse me, that's a tuning issue. Yeah.
I just realized that when Beethoven was my age,
Yeah.
he finished the Ninth Symphony and been dead for 2 years.
Yeah. If anybody heard that at home, that's the old Mozart joke too. But my brother has always said that he realized that when Beethoven was his age, he'd finished the Ninth Symphony and been dead for 2 years. So. I thought that's an old Tom Lehrer joke. It's a sobering thought that when Mozart was my age, he'd been dead for so many years. In my case, about 21 years, I think, something like that. I don't feel too bad, really. I feel pretty good, thanks. Sorry, this is my principal gig guitar. The action's looking kind of high. Maybe I need to adjust it. Thing's built like a tank. This is a Godin, as in Robert Godin. I'm trying to fake the Quebec accent. It comes out Toulousain, but what can I say? French-Canadian guitar company. And I've had this one for a long time, 12, 15 years, something like that. It's a synthesizer guitar, but the 13-pin jack is broken, and it's really hard to get another one. So, but the 1/4 inch still works, and this is a very powerful. Electric nylon string guitar, solid body nylon string guitar. So I can play right in front of a big loud speaker and it doesn't feed back. It's just. It doesn't sound like a real classical guitar in a nice quiet room, but I didn't expect it to, so. Mr. Kapinski, sir, do you have something you want to read for us?
I do. Are we going to have...
It's ukulele time in a second here, but I thought, how long is your piece?
Oh, it's a short poem. But how about if we go to the ukulele first?
You want ukulele time first? Well, it's ukulele time then. Okay, hang on. Okay, well, yeah, she's perhaps she's more telegenic, but still. Okay, so I don't think it's. I think I would have to do the tuning though, because I don't think it's ukulele like the trip over that much. It's sensitive. Give me your. Well, give me your first string. Your this string. That one. Yeah. That's right. Anybody who's watching at home has flip this channel to something else. One thing you don't want to hear is. Yeah.
I think when you have the tune, it sounds pretty.
Once it's in tune, it's wonderful.
Yeah, it sounds nice.
Saying. Why don't you play a chord? Let's see if we agree. I'm sorry to be so troublesome, but this is important.
You made it in time for ukulele time.
All right. We're going to do The Waters Wide. You're going to play a wedding, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna do this at a wedding
Yeah,
in June.
Yeah, but you're not going to use the words about how
No.
love is
there's-
tender and love is true and love is young and love is new, but love grows cold as it grows old and fades away like the morning dew. You're not going to do that one.
No, and no words about I've lost the woman, so I'll move on.
Yeah, none of that stuff. Okay, all right. There are lots of different words to it. So. I've actually replaced it with words about household pets, but
Okay.
you know. Anyway, never mind. Okay, I'm going to just play along with you.
I'm gonna do the melody.
I'll play some chords for you.
Okay.
very nice. That's very nice.
Thank you.
This is going to be your first wedding as a ukulele player?
Yes, with the ukulele.
I've never, I mean, you were married once, I'm assuming. I mean, you're still married. But,
Yeah, I'm still married.
That's right. Yeah.
And she did attend that wedding.
Yeah, you attended that one, yes. I was going to say, of course, you've been to your own wedding, and most of us have been to our own weddings. But this is your first time as a pro. So.
Yeah, and they were a little worried about the ukulele, but once they heard it, they were okay with it.
A ukulele is a beautiful thing, and someday I'm cooking up a little thing that we're going to play Renaissance guitar music, because the Renaissance guitar really was a ukulele. So we need to unplug you or something.
I'll just put it here.
Well, we can
That's good.
turn that knob down, and then you can unplug it if you like, because you're not. Well, since I have this here. It was smaller than I thought. Mr. Skobinski, sir, we're running out of time. It's all my fault for goofing off too much.
If I could only do that, my fingers would bleed and I would be happy.
Well, you shouldn't build up some callus. It won't bleed.
Well, this is pretty short. It's another poem. We've already had a poem, and we've had a nice essay. This is maybe touches on a little bit of both. It's by none other than Walt Whitman. I was looking for more New Jersey poets. I did William Carlos Williams before, and I was thinking of Wallace Stevens, who I think was from New Jersey. But boy, that poetry is awfully dense and arcane, and I don't feel comfortable reading something I'm not really sure what the meaning is, so you have to spend time with that. So I put that off. But Walt Whitman was not from New Jersey, but he died in New Jersey. He spent the last years of his life in Camden. And I don't know if there's any relationship between living in New Jersey and dying, but he was quite on and was having health problems before he moved to New Jersey. But he actually liked living there in Camden, and his house is a museum nowadays. Anyway, this is a short poem. It's called That Music Always Round Me, so it relates to music. And it's a little bit similar to the essay that we had earlier in that it kind of approaches the general symphony of life and how we're all part of that in one way or another, and he uses music and as kind of a metaphor for that. So this is That Music Always Round Me. That music always round me, unceasing, unbeginning, yet long untaught I did not hear. But now the chorus I hear, and am elated. A tenor, strong, ascending, with power and health, with glad notes of daybreak I hear. A soprano, at intervals, sailing buoyantly over the tops of immense waves. A transparent bass, shuddering lusciously under and through the universe. The triumphant tutti, the funeral wailings, the sweet flutes and violins, all these I fill myself with. I hear not the volumes of sound merely. I am moved by the exquisite meanings. I listen to the different voices winding in and out, striving, contending with fiery vehemence to excel each other in emotion. I do not think the performers know themselves, but now I think I begin to know them. It's Walt Whitman.
It's very good. Very good. So yesterday was Memorial Day, and I spent a lot of time reading about other musicians, other guitarists, and also people who founded guitar companies that whose guitars we benefit from their design ideas. Gibson and the founders of Epiphone and others, and of course many guitarists. And so, I figure, I'm not a big famous guy. I'm just Tom of Tom's Guitar Show here on public access, Channel 18, your neighborhood network. But so it's my turn to live, and I play guitar, and I'm not afraid of death because when I'm dead, I won't care. I'll be dead. So anyway, it's my time to play. I was all over the hollow bodies, so I was looking at hollow bodies online and different vintages of guitars and guitars other people played, and guitars that are built before I was born, and used guitars, but well used by people who had long careers on them, and then they, they're gone. Now it's our turn. But this one is actually like a replica from about 1998 or 1999. So it's basically a 1958 style. It's too late for young Tom to read because he's. There you are. We have 5 minutes. Are you?
No, go ahead and wrap it up.
Oh.
Save me for next month.
Next month? Okay. Well, I usually let young Tom read something.
It fits with the tradition.
Yeah, I see what I do is I blow him off, and
It's become a tradition.
it becomes a tradition for me to offer him an opportunity to read on the show, and then run out of time and blow him off. But
It's part of the regular routine of the show.
part of the regular routine. It's like I'm getting back at you for what was done to me, even though it wasn't your responsibility.
Circle of life.
It's sort of like a circle. Yes, it's a cycle. I abuse you because I've been shorted and stuff, and so it wasn't your fault. But so often we pass it on to somebody else. That's right. That's about it for the show. We're wrapping it up here. Well, we'll be back next week.
Can't quit.
Well, I'll be back next week. Tom's Guitar Show, number 800 and something. We don't know how many we've been doing, but we'll be downstairs. Won't be at the coffee house anymore. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in and being here in the live audience. Thank you so much.